मारेंगे मुझे. I am the minority in the classroom. पकड़ के मारेंगे मुझे. चलो ठीक है, करो, work hard, please try to complete those things. Now listen to some important concepts here. This chapter is about population. I am going to generate a debate here. See, things are interrelated. You will have this in social issues also. But when you are talking about population distribution and all those things, some terms you have to understand, like demographic dividend and all those things. To understand that, you have to have some theoretical understanding here. Generally, when any country, in the beginning, if you see, death rate will be very high. If you take tribal population also, life expectancy is very less initially, or Indian population also. At the time of India's independence, annual life, general average life expectancy is 32 years, 28 years sometimes, 32 years, very less. It does not mean that every person who reaches 32 years, he will die. Aaj raat 12 baje, 32, died. No, that is not the intention there, on an average. So when average life expectancy is 32 years, it means many people are dying very young. That was the case. So initially death rate will be high. क्या क्या colors आ रहा है? Death rate, that also will be high. Similarly, birth rate also will be very high. Number of people born also will be very high. Look at our parents' generation. Our parents' generation used to have lot of large number of siblings. Yes or no? 5 siblings, 6 siblings. So nothing to be laughing about it. It may be different for us, but at that point of time, that was the common phenomena. Even cricket match strength also used to be there. 11 siblings. Yes, possible. That was the time. At that point of time, birth rate was also high. Many families have, if not all, many families have at least 1 or 2 siblings dying at a very early age. Okay, so birth rate is high, death rate is also high. Will the population grow? Will the population grow? Birth rate is higher, death rate is also higher. Will the population grow? No, it is a kind of a stable zone. What is the mistake I have drawn here? I have committed a mistake here. Can anyone identify? Huh? Don't say size of the line. No, no, no. I have written death rate higher than birth rate. That is danger. If more people are dying than more people are born, society will not survive. Okay, so the best diagram is to reverse it actually, at least in the initial cases. See what will happen. Death rate is this, birth rate is this. अरे white आजा भैया, हाँ नहीं आएगा. हाँ, this is birth rate, this is death rate. Okay, so there will be no change, significant change in the population. Not much change in the population. Many people are taking birth, many people are dying. Okay, then first and foremost thing people will do is they will try to control the death rate. Yes or no? First, death rate has to be controlled. See, death is not a event of celebration for many. Okay, so definitely the focus would be on to reduce the death rate. Medicines will be invented, food will be there. Array, food is related to death also. If no proper food, body will be subjected to malnutrition, easily prone to diseases. So food resources will be increased, technology will come, vaccines will come. So finally what will happen? Healthcare infrastructure will increase, death rate will be reduced. Birth rate will continue as usual, high. This is birth rate. Now birth rate is high, death rate is decreasing. Will it create population explosion? Less number of people are dying, more number of people are born. What happens to the population? Explosion. Okay, then now they have to control birth rate also. So if now slowly they will do family planning, many other contraceptives, and they try to control the birth rate. Now birth rate is also controlled. Okay. Slowly birth rate will decrease. Now death rate is anyway, it is controlled, it will go ahead. Fine. I think it is not visible to you. Can I shift this? टेक्नोलॉजी इज देयर ना, अब क्या करें, सब कुछ हो रहा है आजकल. चलो फिर से लिखूंगा. सुनो, दिखाई दे रहा है? आर यू एबल टू सी? यस. नाउ दिस इज बर्थ रेट. Birth rate is controlled. It became less than death rate. I already told, when it becomes less than death rate, the survivability of the society itself will be under threat. More people are dying, less people are being born. Like in the Parsi community. You know Parsis? People are not getting married. They are focusing only on career, stability, all these things was there. Childbirth was given postponed for everything, 45, 46 years, no childbirth. Population itself is rapidly declining. So that is danger. So they will try to incentivize birth so that it will be somewhat higher than death rate. Slowly, somewhat bigger than birth rate will be stabilized more than the death rate. This is death rate. Okay. Now you observe here, these are the stages. Generally population goes into these stages. Birth rate, death rate. If you observe here, this is stage 1. This is stage 1. Where birth rate and death rate are high. Here in stage 2, birth rate is almost high, but death rate is decreasing. This is stage 2. This is stage 1. This is stage 2. Okay. Then you have stage 3. You have stage 3 here where birth rate is also decreased. This is stage 3. Then this is stage 4. Where death rate, birth rate is much more lower than the death rate. Can death rate become 0? Don't try, not possible. Sabka time aayega. Death rate can't become 0. Birth rate can become 0. So that's the reason, but it should not. We have to stop it. Okay. So that is there. See, if everybody decides, आज रात 12 बजे से no child will be conceived, क्या होगा? Humanity itself will. So birth rate should not be 0. That's the reason we have lifted it up. Thoda. For Parsi community, there is government schemes. The more children they produce, the more incentives they will have. Only for Parsi community, not for others in India. Okay, China, one child policy. Suddenly everyone became old. Now you produce more children. Is it producing chocolates or what? You can't control, things can't be under your control. So that's kind of forceful interventions are very bad. Anyway, this is the third, fourth, and this is the fifth stage where birth rate and death rate both are low. So if you observe the whole figure, what is happening? From high birth rate and high death rate, you have achieved low birth rate and low death rate. Finally, here also population will not change drastically. Here also will the population change drastically? No. Birth rate is somewhat high, death rate is almost same. So population can't change drastically. Stable. So every country will go through these phases. From high birth rate and death rate to low birth rate and death rate. Low death rate. So this model is called, as this transition is happening from high to low, we are calling it as what? Demographic transition model. demographic transition model. Okay. This is the understanding which we are developing here. Now, in the context of India, if you observe here, in stage 3, there will be high population explosion. So when we are going to, every country will go to these phases. Different countries are at different stages. India is in this to this stage transition now. We are in which transition? Third stage to fourth stage transition we are happening. We have not we have not left this, we are not into it. Okay, we are in this transition zone now. So when a country is in transition zone, the general understanding is working age population will be very high in the country. Working age, roughly, not only 18, if you take 15 also, 15 to 16 years, that population, the percentage of this population, working age population, will be very high in the overall population. It means when compared to the dependents, who are dependents? Young people are children are dependents. They can't work for themselves. Old people are dependents. So this dependency ratio will be very less. Dependency ratio will be very less. So majority of the population belongs to whom? Working age population. If we have more number of working age groups, more number of working age population, if you provide work to them, they will produce more goods and services. You can employ many people, youth is available, labor is available, innovation is available, market is available. Yes or no? If you properly provide sufficient resources to them, they can create more goods and services. If more goods and services are created in the economy, will the economy grow or will economy collapse? Economy grow. Rapid growth will come. China used this from the last 40 years. It has grown rapidly. Southeast Asian countries, ASEANs, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, where in this stage in 1990s, they utilized their youth. They have grown. They are called as Asian tigers. Rapid growth at that point of time. India is in this phase now. This is the next. This phase will not be forever. It will pass. Maybe till next 20, 30 years. It will be there. After that, all our young people will be old fellows, scratching their head how to do time pass. Okay, so this is the time in which we are in the transition zone. Now the problem is, that's the reason this is called demographic dividend. This phase is called as what? Demographic dividend. Why we are calling it dividend? It's a profit. Dividend will be given on profit. Because of the advantage of working age population, we are getting this extra situation. A kind of situation which is helpful for the growth of society. So this phase is called as what? Demographic dividend. But the problem is, if you use them, they will be providing huge potential for the country to go. If they are not provided with enough jobs, if they are not engaged properly, what will they do? They will come on the streets. All kind of anti-social elements will increase. Naxalism will increase. Ideal mind is devil's paradise. So all these people, unemployment is there. Their needs are, everybody wants to be having good lifestyle. Need is there, but means are not there. All kind of social conflicts will rise in the society. Aggression will rise. Social unrest will rise. Crime will rise. All kind of stupid ideologies will rise. People will be fighting with each other. Factionalism, regionalism, Naxalism, extremism. Society will be subjected to a lot of turmoil. During COVID times, when jobs are lost, even IIT graduates went for cyber crimes. Everybody can't sit and become a sannyasi na. You meditate bolke. Basic needs should be there. So when the society is not addressing their demands, there is a scope for all kinds of antisocial activities to be happening in the society. That will then, this demographic dividend will turn into demographic burden. The demographic dividend will turn into what? Demographic burden. Okay. So see, civil services is fantastic, no doubt about it. But in every classroom you will have a last bench. Does it mean that all last bench fellows are useless? No, na. So 1000 seats are there, 10 lakhs are applying. So what about others? This is only one way. This is not the only way. Competition will be there, of course. Everywhere you will have competition. So what the nation is doing with respect to all others, not only UPSC, this much of youth potential is there. Look at the rate of unemployment in the country. 60% are in agriculture, still they are unemployed. Disguised unemployment in a way. 10 people are doing an activity which 2 people can do in agriculture. So much of 90% of the people in India need not to pay tax because they are already below the tax slab. Ab bolo, kya development baat ho raha hai? You have islands of prosperity. Some urban areas, that too within urban areas, some zones of prosperity. Then how we can utilize this demographic dividend? Okay. So India is going through these phases. We are in 3rd to 4th stage of demographic transition phase. So whenever a youth question, whenever a development question comes there, you can use this. So this will affect the population distribution. So if you write age sex pyramid, if you draw, what is the age sex pyramid means? Generally this age sex pyramid will talk about, see, males, females, sometimes reverse also they will draw. So they will try to indicate from 0 to 10 years. How many males are there? How many females are there? Like that they will distribute the population. So with respect to age sex pyramid, this age is growing. 60, 70, 80, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, like that. Okay, this is what? Age sex pyramid. This is age. So when I am saying more number of people are working age population, when you are in the 3rd stage, bulge will be in the center, like this thing which I have. The age sex pyramid will have a bulge like this at the center. That's what I have drawn. More number of people will be in this working age population. Suppose you have to draw this, the age sex pyramid for this transition, 5th transition phase. How it will be? It will be inverted pyramid. More people, death rate is very less, birth rate is very less. So less number of people will be born. 0 to 10 years, very less will be the things. Birth rate, death rate is very less. So it means many people will stay for long period of time. So this is the age sex pyramid. Inverted pyramid you will get. For which stage? 5th stage. Okay, generally you can draw like this. So different stages have different age sex pyramids. Okay, how will you draw the age sex pyramid for the first stage? How will you draw age sex pyramid for the first stage? Bolo. Birth rate is low or high? Birth rate is high. So 0 to 10 base will be very high. Death rate is very low. So many people will not be crossing 40 or 50. The height of the pyramid will be very less. This is there. Age sex pyramid for the first stage. Like that. Okay. So in this manner we have to link the things here. Now write a question. Understood? What is demographic transition model? See, it will be used here, but not directly, indirectly. It's better to know that bolke we are telling extra. Chalo. Discuss the challenges faced by Youth in India. Discuss the challenges faced by youth in India. Suggest way forward. Suggest way forward. Suggest way forward to benefit from demographic dividend in Indian context. Suggest way forward to benefit from demographic dividend in Indian context. Demographic dividend in Indian context. Okay? Homework nahi hai. I am giving the time right now. 11:58. 7 minutes. 10 marker question. In 10 marker question, how many minutes you will have? 7 minutes. Likho. Start writing. हाँ बोलो मैडम. For India. Birth rate is decreasing now. Death rate already stabilized. Life expectancy has already increased. Birth rate is slowly decreasing. Then next is हाँ बोलो. How? No, this is in the transition. This comes from a background, na. From many years, death rate is already decreased. So those people will continue, na. 65, 50, 60 years people, they will also stay. We will also stay. It will accumulate like that. Okay. This is the only phase in which that is possible. In the second stage, it is not possible, but the pyramid itself is small. Then the bulge will come here, like I have shown here. For the third stage, what is the figure I have? I think it's, yeah, working age population. That is the only possibility. This one. Okay. Birth rate is already less. More people will stay. Death rate is already decreased. Slow. It is small. So what about all the people before? They will slowly accumulate in this zone. Okay. Then slowly they will shift up. Because as we go up, the pyramid will be like this. Okay. Then if this is big or this is big, or if both are big, dependency ratio will be high. More people are dependent.